Hi everyone. Okay, Deborah here again. I'm just going to keep doing, I guess, little chapters and little videos to explain what's going on, and hopefully I will get the right attention from the upper parts of our government that I'm very excited about when it comes to our new director of the intelligence community, which is Tulsi Gabbard, as well as Kash Patel, our new director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. That is going to be, it is a game changer, y'all. I'm so excited. Finally, I feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel for so many things that are wrong. And that's what this video is about. I mean, I'm really a nobody. I'm just try to be normal. We all have a history of things that we wish we hadn't, done in our younger years. I wish I would have done many different choices in my life on specific, like my career and education and things of that nature. But anyhow, so I am in my 50s, and here I am still dealing with the choice that I made from about 12 years ago when I got myself involved in a situation involving, a lot of you who know me will remember, his name was Sergeant Charles Dyer. Those of you who've been watching the news, if you've heard the new releases that Trump did, just like he said he was going to do, he released a bunch of J4 right after, the Washington January 6th, the individuals who have been falsely arrested for insurrection on the White House. Well, that one individual by the name of Stewart Rhodes, I've known Stewart Rhodes personally. We're not best friends or anything, but I know him. He knows who I am. But he's one of the main ones who got released, and that's a very big deal because Trump, of course, is the one who released him. And this individual is a very good friend of my guy, U.S. Marine Charles Dyer, who's currently serving 30 years for a crime he did not commit, who was set up by the Obama administration. So all this stuff is connected in my life. And again, I'm just a private person, but I have, for whatever reason, over the years, I have come nose to nose with all this insanity that's been going on with our government. And when I say insanity, I'm talking about the wrongfully being profiled as a domestic terrorist. I'm talking about the mainstream media false profiling you as being a dangerous person. I'm talking about things like the Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC, Mark Poltok. I don't know if y'all even know who he is. If you don't, he's part of this entire operation to profile individuals or groups across the country as what they consider the government deems as a hate group. And then they started in 2009, the Southern Poverty Law Center started deeming Ron Paul supporters and the Tea Partiers and people like that as domestic terrorists. I don't know if y'all remember, but back in 2009, during the Ron Paul campaign, the Ron Paul movement, basically, there was that leak of the MIAC report that was actually leaked on accident. It was a classified document that somehow got out to the public that shows how at that time the local law enforcement offices across the country were being trained, this new training on how to spot a domestic terrorist. And this entire like a 40-something page report was how, again, the FBI was training the local law enforcements to start to look at people and to profile them as being dangerous. And this was over the things like having a constitution or quoting the Constitution or talking about your rights to free speech. I mean, the stuff that they were saying in this MIAC, this classified report that was a Federal Bureau of Investigations training manual that got leaked. Okay. And so this gave us at back then in 2009, this gave us a very small flash of what was going on at that time in our intelligence by the FBI against the American people. But again, this was not everybody was aware of it yet, but I was aware of it because I was wrongfully listed on these as a hate group on the Southern Poverty Law Center's list. And back then, when mainstream media was still listened to all the time, Fox News and all of the ABC news mainstream media, they would always turn to the Southern Poverty Law Center's map, and they would use that as a reputable source for hate groups, for people that were like racist or KKK or, anti-Semitic. And then they started adding in 2009 patriots, Tea Parties, and the militia community on their list of hate groups. So that is a very big turning point of the information war, as well as when you look at what I personally experienced back in 2009, because I was listed on the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate map. They had a hate map, and since I was part of the Ron Paul Patriot community back then, and the person that you see on the news today, Stuart Rhodes, I was a member of his new group called the Oath Keepers. This is all, everything I'm speaking about, I was intimately connected to all this stuff. So the reason why this is important and why should you take an interest, or why should you even care about this information, is because you can see the progressive of how the timeline of events went from 2009 and everything that was going on back then. Now we fast forward to 2025, and those of you who have experienced some of this backlash, or those of you who were arrested on January the 6th, or those of you who understand the corruption and the level that that has been brought to, that we have a game changer now, y'all. But the problem doesn't stop with Trump. If you really want to clean this mess up, just like Kash Patel said publicly, they need our help. When I say they need our help, or how I comprehend that message that Kash Patel has said many times, that we have to get behind the Trump administration and the FBI and become a unified force to expose this stuff. So what I get out of that, when I hear Kash Patel speak like that, and that's the FBI director of the agency, the FBI, he's basically letting us know that he has our back, because exposing corruption is dangerous. Nobody does it. And I understand it's a very dangerous thing to get involved in, because it can change your life, which it's changed mine, because I've been dealing with the kind of backlash over the past 12 years, too much to talk about. But it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Okay? But I'll be damn straight if all of my efforts are going to end up with me being committed into a psychiatric ward. And that's what they're working on right now, still, even though we have Trump in office. So that's what my main focus is to save my own self from that happening too, because I can see what they're doing. And it's boiling down to the corrupt part of our local counties. These are the people who have a badge. This is your justice, your J4, or your justice of the peace courts, your county commissioners, your constables. These are some bad actors, and they're everywhere, y'all, because it's not just happening in Montgomery County, Texas. But y'all need to start looking into your local, your constable's office and see who these bad actors are. And you're going to be very surprised. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people in our counties all over the country they're getting funding to target people like me and to set people like me up. It's disgusting. It needs to stop. It's illegal. And my life matters too. So they're using and recruiting people by paying them off, by using your deputies, your local J4P or Justice of the Peace judges, your county commissioners, and your mental health officers. These people have either been paid or blackmailed to do this to people. It's one of the two. And that's why we need the FBI and we need the intelligence departments to come in and do a thorough investigation and find out why and how these people are going along with it. But they are, and I have the proof of it. So it's very, very, very messed up. And if you stop for a second and thinking, what's this girl rambling about? Or just stop for a minute and think about what I'm saying and how serious this is, because this is how they're going to come after people like me, and they are trying to. And thank God I did a Freedom of Information request. Thank you, Lord Jesus, I was able to see, and it was revealed to me what they're doing. And yeah, there's a lot, but that's what we have to do. So Kash Patel told us he needs us to rally behind him and to support Trump, and they're going to support us. So come back for the next video and I'll share my solutions about what I'm talking about and how we can, as people, come together and we can really have a new beginning, this golden age that Trump keeps talking about, all the way down in our communities. But we have to focus on our communities because there's a major corruption going on, major funding being spent, taxpayer dollars on these illegal operations that are being covertly pushed through the system, and people are going along with it because, one, they've either been blackmailed, or two, they're being paid. And so we need to make this stuff stop and expose it. Peace out. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.